Hi, so this is about things I no longer believe in. Last night I was by the bed while I was journaling. I realized how my thoughts have changed so much. So I decided to make a list. And I found three things that I used to aggressively believe in, but not anymore. Starting with, I used to believe, now I've made notes, so I'm going to be reading. I used to believe that you have to go through hard times to get to better ones. Like the tougher the studies, the better the results, or more difficult the course, the better the job, or tougher the job, better is the reward, and so on. You get the drill, right? I've realized with my life experiences, like based on my work or based on people's work around me, this is so not true. And I used to believe it in so much. Like, there is nothing as easy or difficult. What I've realized is some things are easy for us just because they come naturally to us or we are drawn towards them, we have an instinct for them. Does not mean they're easy. It just comes naturally to us. And that's where the entire concept of let's do it only because it's tough and that's how you get better results is so not true. Especially in my adult life, I have gone over the decisions I've taken in my early 20s or teenager life, and I came to a single point that I've taken all those decisions only and only because they seemed tough to me. So I thought the rewards would be higher. I'm sure many of you have done that too. Second thing is, I used to believe in the idea of right person, wrong time. And this was briefly because I met my partner during a time when we had a long distance relationship for a few years. Now, I do not believe in any such concept anymore. There is no wrong time to meet the right person. And who is even saying what is right and what is wrong? How the person is right, how the time is wrong. Like these things, I think people have made it up only to create sympathy for people who lost their love only because they thought it was a wrong time. I now believe that this just does not make any sense. Those are just the terms that we make up in our early 20s to keep ourselves correct in this world, to at least show ourselves that we're doing the right thing by not choosing the love, by choosing the career, by saying that you were the right person but it's just the wrong time, things like that. I just do no longer believe in that anymore. My third belief, which was really a tough belief, was this is so true. I used to think that it is bad to be jack of all trades and master of none. And maybe because of Indian families, I, as a person, used to do a lot of different things, but I was a master of none. So I've always heard around me how I am a jack of all trades and a master of none, and that's a bad thing. So now what I feel is I find it really optimistic. Like, very few people realize how versatile they are, how versatile their skills slash interests are, and how this versatility makes them who they are. For context, I've actually written this because it is so confusing. I used to get ready and click pictures like when I was 16 or 17. Then I ended up doing maths honors in my graduation only because I was good at maths and there's absolutely no other reason choosing up that course. Then later, it led me literally nowhere. I used to hate my life. And then I ended up doing a graphic designing course only and only for a reason that I do not want to stay in Delhi. What is that reason of doing up a course? But I wanted to do that. Then somehow I ended up doing my master's in marketing from a reputed college. Why? Because all of these things seemed tough to me. So according to my first logic, I was like, if I do these things, I'll get better rewards. Or tougher the thing, better the rewards, things like that. Somehow, this point relate to the first one, but somehow the third point where I'm saying that I'm jack of all trades and master of none, all of this has led me to a point in my life where I am in the last year of my 20s, and I'm now a content creator, an entrepreneur, and a social media strategist where I work for brands to tell them how their social media would work. And I think How beautiful is that? If I was a master of one trait, I wouldn't be able to like put my foot in three different shoes and experience all of this at once. So I love it. So I think all of these phrases that we have heard while growing up or while when social media wasn't there, of course, things were way too different. The people who were saying things around you were the only things you know, like were the only things you knew and were the only things you see. Oh, their elders, they're saying this, it might be true. It sounds also very fancy. So, yeah, these were my three realizations that changed over time, and I wanted to share them. I think there are few more that I'll get in time, and I shall share that again. What do you think? What are your things you no longer believe in when it comes to life in general?